Welcome back to BarrelNGrain. Tonight we got a little something different. Tonight I got a little sample. Well, this sample was actually something I got to try a little bit ago that one of my friends actually gave to me to try out. So if you're ready for something a little bit more intense, maybe something, not from Kentucky, stick around and find out what we got tonight. Welcome back. So tonight, we're going to ask the question, what can this intense whiskey be? Well, this here is none other than Garrison Brothers. So, if anybody has tried any kind of Texas whiskey, or maybe you haven't got to try one yet, Texas whiskey ages a lot faster. And this is due to the climate. The climate is totally different in Texas than it is in Kentucky, New York, the Midwest. And down there it gets super hot. And yet it gets cold. So the barrels contract and retract and they move a lot. So tonight we're going to find out what it's all about. Oh yeah. So overall, this whiskey very pretty dark. And if you've ever seen any of these bottles sitting around your local Total Wine or liquor store, you'll notice of how dark they are compared to other ones. Why? The wood. So when you first nose this, like I've already started, it comes off very fragrant. There's hints of wood. There's also hints of almost like a burnt sugar, brown sugar. And this is one of the things that I've learned to really like about Texas whiskey. So I've actually had the Bourbon, and I also have had the honey. Honey is really sweet, something you should probably drink after dessert. The Bourbon double oaked, I think is absolutely fantastic. But it's also an acquired taste. Not everybody likes the Texas whiskey. Some people might actually taste them like this is nothing like I enjoy. My Buffalo Traces. Your typical normal Kentucky bourbon. But if you like to adventure outside that realm, this is the place to go. So when I taste this off the palate, I still get that intense wood. And this is really only like, I believe, 3 years old. And it is punch you in the mouth. You've tasted right out the gate. I really still get that burnt sugar. The caramel is on there, but the caramel might be like someone overcooked it a little bit. Put it that way. There's also definitely almost like a little bit of a funk twang to it that it's not typically there on your normal bourbon. And the wood comes off something you think this thing's been sitting in the barrel for like 12 years. In reality, it's a quarter of that time. So I recommend, if you get the opportunity, venture outside and try some of what Texas has going on, because it is definitely on a class of its own. It's really hard to compare against other Kentucky bourbons or other bourbons in general because of how much different it ends up tasting. Now, there's other big distilleries down there. There's Balcones. They have great products. A lot of corn, red corn, blue corn. I actually have some of their stuff in the past, and it's actually pretty decent. And it's different. They'll try to compare it, or act like, oh, it's going to be Buffalo Trace versus Balcones, because it's not going to be the same. It's going to be totally different. It's not going to be at all what you expect. And it's not really a good comparison. But Balcones compared to another Texas whiskey, you'll find out this is actually really good. And Balcones is really getting known for their quality, and their stuff's improving and improving, and people are really catching on to it. There's other ones like Iron Root, and then there's Garrison, and I could go on and on. There's lots of distilleries popping up in Texas, and they got some really great stuff happening down there. So, my quick review tonight, if you're ready to try something more intense or just something different, try Texas whiskey. If you want to try Garrison, it is a little more expensive. Usually comes in, I think this one, I believe he said was about $80 to $90 for this bottle. It's a craft distillery. It's not a big, huge distillery. So prices vary a little bit higher when you don't have a huge mass production like some distillers. So if you want to get something other shot, try a Garrison once. And, well, if you enjoy these reviews, like, comment, subscribe, and until then, keep hunting.